Hello friends. Let's start with the remaining text functions. Okay, in our last video we have tried to cover some of the functions like left, right, mid, upper, lower, proper, then concatenate. So these were some of the functions that we have already done. Even len function was mentioned there, len and rem. So now the remaining functions that we have left out is like replace, substitute, mid, and rept. Okay, so you can see in this sheet the data that I'm showcasing it to you right now. You have all these four functions mentioned. On the right side you do have their syntax also clearly mentioned. Syntax means the formula. So in Excel exam, you see if you have a Viva component, which means someone is going to ask you questions. So questions can be on your syntax. So you need to memorize it. Okay. The only thing is like when you do it on Excel, you get your support from system. System will ask you some inputs. So according to the requirement, you may, even though you don't know it, you can do it in last minute. But when it is like you see Viva, you don't have any access to system. Hence, you have to cram these formulas as it is. Like here for replace, syntax is replace bracket start old text, comma start number, a number of characters that you would like to replace, and the new text that you are trying to insert inside. Okay, so let me give you an execution here. Already I've done it for one case. In first case, Laura has been replaced with Anoop. So I'm going to do it again for Stephens. So here we'll start with this function equal to replace. Okay, I'm going to put in this formula replace. And where is my old text? This cell is having my old text. Put a comma, start number. You see, you need to count the total number of characters. Like let's say MR. MR is M is 1, R is 2, full stop is 3, space is 4, and then Stephen is 5. So I need to start with 5. Let me replace Stephen. How many characters do we have in Stephen? 3 plus 3 plus 1. Total 7. So I'm going to replace these 7 characters with what is the new text that we are going to bring in. You see, very careful. It's like you have to give inverted comma because text means you have to bring in a text. System don't understand a text. So if you need to bring in some text, you have to bring in inverted commas. Okay. So I'm going to replace Stephen with Anup in this case. And let's say enter. Now you see Mr. Anup Buchanan is the output. So if you look your formula again closely, it is replace B3 is the cell where you have your information, comma. You are going to start from fifth character. S is fifth in sequence. So you need to start with fifth character. How many like alphabets would you like to change? So Stephen has only 7 alphabets in it. So I'm going to replace next 7 characters with what? This is Anup, which is actually a text. Now you see, let's try with the second thing. Now second formula is substitute. So here I'm going to apply equal to substitute. I'm using the formula. Now here system is asking for text. Here is again I'm giving cell reference for searching for my text, comma old text. Now you see here you have to bring in your old text. Old text means let me put this thing in inverted comma here. In this name, any alphabet which is getting repeated, N is getting repeated 2 times, O is getting repeated 2 times, D is repeated 2 times. Chaliye, let's try it for D. Okay, I'm putting in this D. D is going to be replaced. Annie Dodsworth is the name. So I'm going to replace this capital D with what? Let me put in new is zoo. Let me bring in this word zoo in it. Okay, instead of D I want zoo. Now you see there is something called as instance. Instance means, you see, if you look into the name of Annie Dodsworth, you'll find capital D only once. Okay, this is what is mean by case sensitive. So if I'm searching small d, system will search for only small d. If it is I'm searching for capital D, system will search for capital D. How many capital D do we have? Only one capital D do we have. So if I'm putting in one, you'll get it. You'll get one iteration possible. So let me and if I'm putting in two, let's say how many D's are there? There are two D's are there. First is capital D, small is a lowercase d. So when I'm putting two and I'm pressing enter, you see there is no change happening. Can you measure it? There is no change happening. Same execution. After execution, our result is same. Let me come back to my formula. Now, instead of this second D, if I'm putting in first D, so and I'm pressing enter, now you see this D is getting replaced with Zoo. Zoodsworth. Okay. Now, what is this? What does this mean? Yani here, instance means on what number D, capital D, would you like to have a replacement? If you have two capital D's in your name, then it is possible you will get an output with a change. But if it is only one D capital and you are putting instance number two, which means there is no change required actually. Okay. So second D, whenever second capital D will come in, you'll get an output. Like here, when I'm pressing it, you find no change, but let me bring in a change in your name. So when I'm putting in D in last, just to give you how it is going to change, you see in your output, first D is not getting altered, but second D is getting an alteration of Zo. Okay. Let's go to the next topic, which is mid. Now in mid, you have to specify where is your mid. Mid means center. Okay, is going to start with. So I'm going to apply equals to mid. Now you see where do you have your text? Text is in this cell, comma, start number. You see you have to inform it from where you are supposed to start your mid. So M is 1, R is 2, full stop is 3, space is 4, Robert R is 5, O is 6. Okay, let's say it is from O. I'm going to bring in a replacement. How many characters are you going to would you like to have in mid? Let's say I would like to have only three characters in center. Okay, so starting from O, only three characters. When I press enter, it is giving you OBE, total three characters starting with O, because I have instructed system to give me something starting with O. Okay, so let's go to the next now, which is equals to rept function, rept tab. Now you see where do you have your information. Let's say I would like to have this name repeated for two times. When I'm pressing it, can you see name has been repeated twice? Let me give it once more. So you see same thing can be applied again. Rept rept function. Instead of doing cell selection, cell referencing, you can also put in name. Let me put in Anup. I'm putting inverted comma close because this is a text. How many times I would like to have? I would like to have it 5 times. Enter. You see, you are getting Anup 5 times. Now you there is a problem. What is this problem? You're getting Anup without any space. Okay. So how to bring in space in between if you want? So you need to do it something separate. So for the moment we are simply applying rept function. So equals to rept Anup inverted comma close comma 5 times, 2 times, 3 times, 100 times. You can get this thing. This is a formula. Okay, before you need to do that something else like text to column or data parsing, you have to convert this formula into a value by doing copy paste special value. Okay, so hope you are clear on this. Do remember to memorize these formulas.